Consecration, Hebrew kingdom building.
Shemot chapter 10 verse 1. Let's get it, y'all. Now Yahuwah said to Moshe, go in to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of who else? Did y'all ever realize that? Y'all know Yahuwah didn't just harden Pharaoh's heart, but he hardened the hearts of all Pharaoh people too. His whole council, he hardened the hearts of. And why did he harden the hearts of Pharaoh? It says, and that you may tell in the hearing of your son and your son's son the mighty things I have done in Mitzrayim and my signs which I have done among them, that you may know that I am Yahuwah. So Moshe and Aaron came into Pharaoh and said to him, thus says Yahuwah, Eluah of the Hebrews, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go that they may serve me. Or else, if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will do what? In other words, tomorrow I'm going to take down your finances, I'm going to take down your resources, I'm going to take down your food sources. If you don't let my people go. He asked Pharaoh, he was like, man, how long will you refuse to humble yourself? That's verse 3. He said, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Was Pharaoh before Yahuwah? No. Who was he before? Moshe. But Moshe was an Elohim on the earth. So the way that Pharaoh moved with Moshe, Yahuwah took that as hey man, that's how you moving before me. See, y'all are Elohim on the earth. Y'all gotta understand that's similar with y'all. The way y'all move on the earth, the way people deal with you, the way people move with you, the Most High will look at it as if they are moving like that with him. That's why you got to be careful how you move with each other. Like, for real, you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with that, because how you move with each other, you talking to Yahuwah has made us to be Elohim on the earth. That's why it's so important to love your neighbor. Who's your neighbor? The mishpacha. Because you talking bad about him behind your back, Most High will look at that as you coming at him. You being hateful to your brother or your sister for no reason. You being unloving. Most High look at it like you're doing him like that. So right now, so Yahuwah said to Moshe, I'm gonna make you you're gonna be like an Elohim to Pharaoh, basically. And Aharon, your prophet. He said, I'm gonna make you an Elohim to Pharaoh, and Aharon I'm gonna make him as your prophet. Hold on. Go to Luke 16. And go to verse 22. Let me know when y'all there. Hold your place though in Shemot 10. Luke chapter 16 and then verse 22. Y'all ready? We'll start with verse 19. Verse 19. There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. But there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, full of sores, who was laid at his gate, desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So, eating the crumbs from the rich man's table, that's what dogs do. You get what I'm saying? Y'all ever had dogs and y'all be eating, and they be sitting there like this? You trying to enjoy your meal, and they sit there the whole time. Then you gonna give them some of the crumbs off your table, don't you? You give them some stuff you done already been off of. You ain't finna give them none of the good stuff. So that's how it was with Lazarus. He was treated like an animal. So it was that the beggar died and was carried by the Malachim to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And being in torments in Sheol, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Then he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Read verse 24, understand it. He said, then he cried and said, Father Abraham, he could see the kingdom from where he was at, but couldn't access it. Have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water. Just want a little bit of water, just to cool his tongue, just a little bit. Because it's a drought. For I'm tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, son, remember that in your lifetime, you received your thube things, and likewise Lazarus evil or raw things. But now he is comforted and you are tormented. And besides all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that those who want to pass from here to you cannot, nor can those from there pass to us. He has no access. You can only see it with your eyes. Then he said, I beg you therefore, Father, that you would send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that he may testify to them, lest they also come to this place of torment. Now this, I want y'all to pay attention to what he said here. Hey, look, listen what, hey, this is Abraham speaking. Abraham said to him, they have who? And who else? They have who? And who else? What did Yahuwah say to, what did Yahuwah tell Moshe? He said, I'm going to make you an allure to Pharaoh and Aharon, your... They have Moshe and the prophets. Let them hear them. Why? Because Moshe is, Yahuwah said it, I'm going to make you an allure to Pharaoh. Let them hear them. And he said, no, Father Abraham, but if one goes to them from the dead, they will repent. Verse 31, but he said to him, if they do not hear Moshe and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded though one rise from the dead. Why? I'll tell you why. What happened to Pharaoh? Why could he not hear Moshe and the prophet? Because Yahuwah hardened his heart. That's why he's not going to receive it. Somebody can rise from the dead. Somebody can come and descend from the Shamayim. And I told you, I've seen that. I know people who no longer here, who used to have, who had visions, and some people from the used to show me testimonies of stuff they saw where people, Malachim literally came from the Shamayim and tell them stuff. Still fell off. Because when you have a hardened heart, don't none of that. I mean, the telltale sign is: are you going to hear Moshe? Are you going to hear the people Yahuwah set up? And the prophets. Are you going to hear Moshe and the prophets? Let's go back to Exodus 10. So he said, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? See, that's why. Because there was a pride issue. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. Yahuwah said, let my people go. Y'all got, look, let me tell y'all something, y'all. You got to let go of the things Yahuwah told you to let go of. Look, y'all no different than Pharaoh. If the Most High told you to let go of something and you still holding on to the things Yahuwah told you to let go of, you ain't know, you pretty much on the level of Pharaoh. That was what his issue was. It's really that simple. And he said, if you don't let go of these things I told you to let go of, which is my people, the sheep, I'm gonna attack you. I'm gonna attack your resources. I'm gonna attack everything you have, and ultimately, I'm gonna send a destroyer to your house. That's how serious this is right now. The destroyer here. You can't, man. The Most High wants somebody removed. He's saying, let them go. That means let them go. All your feelings and all that. Like that was what Pharaoh messed up. Number one, he didn't want to humble himself, and he was getting too caught up in logic and his feelings. What was Pharaoh thinking about? Man, you know, man, they're the center of our economy. Just like us here, huh? They're the center of our economy, man. Now I can't let them go, man. I need them to do the work, to build these cities and to do this work for the nation. So what did Yahuwah do? Okay, I'm going to mess up your economy anyway if you hold on to him. How about that? And that's what he did. Stop holding on to the things Yahuwah told you to let go of. It ain't no more, it ain't no more playing around no more with that. Ain't no more playing around no more like that, man. It'll call people, man. It's in waves. When you don't let go of certain things, it'll start like you see, it's these plagues. But then ultimately, he'll send a destroyer to come in. He'll have the destroyer come in your house. Pharaoh just couldn't do it. Pharaoh just couldn't do it, but it was because Yahuwah hardened his heart. That's why there were people in the assembly who just couldn't do it. Yahuwah hardened their heart. There was people who the Most High showed me that he hardened their heart a long time ago, and I still tarried with them for like almost another year. Ain't no way I'm doing nothing like that no more. It's just a different season. Because it didn't matter. Tarried for them for another year, and what happened? They still went hard, went against me, went against the tribe, and it had to be removed anyway. All right, let's start with verse 4. Or else, if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring locusts into your territory. Verse 5. And they shall cover the face of the earth, so that no one will be able to see the earth, and they shall eat the residue that is left, etc., etc. Let's skip to verse 7. Then Pharaoh's servant said to him, how long shall this man be a snare to us? So this is Pharaoh's council now. This is the council. This is people. This is like y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is like I'm going crazy. Y'all like, man, look here, man. Look, y'all, man. Both sides said to let him go. Y'all need to let him go. Pharaoh's servants is like, man, look, Yahuwah told you to let him go, man. Just go and let him go, man. What's good? What's up? How long shall this man be a snare to us? Let the men go, that they may serve Yahuwah, their Eluah. Do you not know that Mizraim is destroyed? That's how you know when someone has a hardened heart. It's a blinding that happens. They can't even see when everything being destroyed, everything around them. That everything about them is just destructive. Everything about their attitude, their mindset. That everybody trying to tell them, but they cannot see it. That's why he said that this is his people. Like you don't see this, that Mizraim is destroyed. You don't. And I'm telling you, he don't see it because Yahuwah is doing this. He hardened his heart. That's what it is when someone's heart is hard. That's how it is. I've seen it. I'm sure y'all have too. How long will this man be a snare to us? Do y'all know that if you don't let go of the things that Yahuwah tells you to let go, that will snare you? Especially people that Yahuwah tells you to let go, the people will snare you. Ooh, I'm telling you. The people will be a snare to you. You see it all throughout the scriptures. All throughout the scriptures. This is the Hebrew word for snare. It's mokesh. 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 It reminds me of Kodesh in a sense, because it has only difference is it has all the same words as Kodesh except the dollar. That's really it. So I bet if I look deeper, there's probably some sort of correlation between the two words. But you got the Mem, Wah, Kuf, and Sheen. Mem, Wah, Kuf, and Sheen, and basically all right, so basically it's a time for people to be secured for consumption. It's an appointed time or a time for people to be secured for consumption. Now when I'm saying secure, it's like a 10 peg securing you, like it's you're nailed in, you're secure, you're like trapped. And it's for consumption, for the purpose of consumption. You get what I'm saying? So it's the appointed time, it's a time for a people to be secured for consumption. It's a time for a people to be secured for consumption. Or in other words, to be eaten, to be consumed, to be consumed. Y'all get it? Go to Exodus. So let's look at a couple of scriptures. So I want to show y'all this. Exodus 23. Hold your spot in Exodus 10. Shemo 10. Exodus 23, verse 33. Let me know y'all there. Exodus 23, verse 33. They shall not dwell in your land. So this is Yahuwah actually saying there's specific people that should not dwell in your land, lest they make you sin against me. For if you serve their Elohim, it will surely be a mokesh. So, in this word, mokesh is associated with not allowing a certain people to be around you like that, because if they are, they will be a snare to you. They will basically cause you to be secured at it'll be at a certain time. It might seem all tube at first, but oh yeah, there will be an appointed time where they're going to cause you to be secured, to be consumed. Secure for consumption. It will be a snare to you. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus 34:12. Exodus 34:12. If somebody can put the scripture in the Shabbat question and answer, that'll help. Exodus 34:12. I think that'll be efficient if I'll put it in now. Let's start with verse 11. Start with verse 11. Y'all ready? Observe what I command you this day. Behold, I am driving out from before you the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite. So these are different people groups, right? I'm driving out from before you the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite. So who drove them out? Was it the shepherds? It's Yahuwah's doing. But how did Yahuwah do it? He did it through his people, though. And when you read this, you know, in the book of Joshua, Yahuwah used Joshua to drive them out, though. But it was Yahuwah's doing. That's what y'all got to understand. But see what it is that there be a lack of belief, man. Y'all don't realize this is Yahuwah doing this. Y'all think it's humans doing this. When we just heeding the call, just like Joshua, when he drove out the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, Yahuwah didn't say, I'm going to send Joshua to drive out these people. He said, I'm driving them out. Right. Behold, I'm driving out from before you the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Verse 12, take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you are going, lest it be a snare in your midst. It's another word, that's mokesh. It's another word, another example that's referring to different people groups to stay away from them. And they're actually saying Yahuwah's going to drive them out. And he's letting you know that if he don't drive them out, if they dwell there, they will be a snare to you. Y'all following what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 7. Let me know when y'all get there. Deuteronomy 7 verse 16. Somebody can throw that in the chat. That'll be food. Y'all there? I want everybody to read this. Also, verse 16. Verse 16, my bad. Also you shall destroy. Also you shall what? Destroy. All the peoples whom Yahuwah your Eluah delivers over to you. Your eye shall have no pity on them, nor shall you serve their Elohim, for that will be a Y'all notice that it says that you shall destroy all the peoples whom Yahuwah, your Eluah, delivers over to you. So what does that mean? That means when Yahuwah delivers your enemies over to you, you're supposed to destroy them. When he delivers them into your hands, you're supposed to handle business. He said you shall have no pity on them. That means don't pity them, don't mourn. That's what when the Most High was speaking today, that's what he's saying. Because that can be a mokesh, could be a trap. I think that was Uriel talking about, man, you don't know. Let's go to Judges chapter 2. Uriel was saying, you don't know. You don't know what's in man's heart. All right, let's go to Judges 2 verse 3. Y'all there? Therefore I also said, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall be thorns in your side. And their Elohim shall be a mokesh to you, a snare. Let's go to 1 Samuel 18:21. First Samuel 18:21. Y'all there? So Saul said, I will give her to him, that she may be a... and that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Y'all see that? So Saul was going to give him one of his daughters to be a snare to him. Y'all better be careful about these females. A female can definitely be a mokesh. Set you up to be consumed. And you get consumed and she might cry for about 2 days. Give it a month later, we'll be with the next dude. The Most High told you not to deal with that female. Jungle, we be trying to tell you. Y'all be going against the rules we be trying to tell y'all. Thinking it's all fun and games. These females will be a snare to you. Cause you to get consumed for real. But what this word mokesh is showing is that many times it is associated with being around people that Yahuwah does not want you to be around. Y'all notice that? In the examples we looked at? That most of the times, many times that this word is used, it's associated with being around people that Yahuwah does not want you to be around. Associated with people that the Most High told you not to deal with. Associated with females that Yahuwah told you not to deal with. Don't deal with the females from these other nations, but what he's saying is don't deal with this is what's real, another way to say this. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is don't deal with the females from these other nations. But what that also could mean, and the way you can look at that, is don't deal with people who move a certain way. Yeah, y'all think they Yahuwah is Yahuwah because they say they love Yahuwah. But what did Abraham say to Lazarus? If they don't listen to Moshe and the prophets, in other words, if they're not keeping the commandments, they're not serving Yahuwah. There's another Alua in there somewhere. They're not keeping the commandments. If they breaking commandments continuously, there's another Alua somewhere there. See what I'm saying? And Yahuwah said, don't deal with these people who serving other Aluas. Y'all thinking that it means they got to be worshiping Baal or something, or bowing down to a statue. Now, if they're not keeping the commandments, there's another Alua there. Because they're going to be keeping something. There ain't no in between. There ain't no middle ground here. You're going to be worshiping something. You're going to be keeping something. It's either you're one side or the other. It's either Yahuwah or Hasatan. Y'all got to understand what the scriptures mean by another Alua. We think they have to be bowing down to a statue of an idol or something. Their idol could be money. Their idol could be this world. Their idol could be themselves. No, you don't. Yahuwah is not your Alua if you could easily lie to him that quick. No, there's another Alua there somewhere. There's something else there that you own, that your devotion is to. And Yahuwah said, anybody who's serving another Alua, stay away from them. Because that can be it can pull you in. It can pull you in. It can cause you to start looking at how they move and move like how they move with their Alua. Now you ain't even noticed it, but now you kind of talking like them a little bit. You kind of saying stuff. You like, dang, you sound like that old so-and-so. Saying some of the same phrases. And next thing you know, that person became a snare to you. And it was really only meant for them to leave, but now the Most High wants you out too now. Because you associated yourself with them too much and cling to them. Let's go to chapter 11. Yeah, we thought it was all fun and games, man, when we heard the destroyer is here. Like, oh, the destroyer's here, we too. I told y'all the first day. I told y'all, man, now he'll come in here. If we're not moving right, man, the Most High showed me a dream. He'll come at me if I'm not moving right. So he sure will come at y'all. Not like I'm different or anything, but I'm just saying we all the same with that. Like, he'll come at any of us if we're not moving right. What's the difference between the people who the destroyer passed over? Oh, yeah. And also, it's not by chance that we're going through this in the scriptures right now when all this is happening. That's not by chance that we're going through the Torah portion on the destroyer when all this was happening. Let's go to Shemot chapter 11. Everybody there? Oh, hold on. No, you too. Everybody there? And Yahuwah said to Moshe, I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Mitzrayim. Afterward, he will let you go from here. He was like, he's going to let you go after this. So he did a plague of locusts, and it said it darkened the land. Then he did a plague of darkness. It's interesting. Those were two things that darkened the land. And he said the darkness was a thick darkness. That darkness darkened the land as well. And but there was light in the dwellings of Israel. And he said, because I'm gonna make a distinction between Mizraim and Israel. So now we're coming in here in chapter 11. When he lets you go, he will surely drive you out here altogether. Speak now in the hearing of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor, and every woman from her neighbor, articles of silver and articles of gold. And Yahuwah gave the people favor in the sight of the Mitzrites, of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moshe was very great in the land of Mitzrayim. That's coming, that's the Kavod. In the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. So now Pharaoh's own people are like, man, Moshe, that's the out right there, man. Then Moshe said, thus says Yahuwah, about midnight I will go out into the midst of Mitzrayim. He's talking to the people now. And all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne, even to the firstborn of the female servant who is behind handmill, and all the firstborn of the animals. Then there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Mitzrayim, such as was not like it before, nor shall it be again, but against none of the children of Israel shall a dog move its tongue, against man or beast. Against man or beast. Because I submit to y'all, what this is showing is that the flocks of Israel, they're like, they symbolize Israel too. The flocks, the herds, the cattle. So a dog won't even move his tongue. In other words, they're not even going to bark at your animals. What? That's crazy. Basically, I'm not going to let nobody fix their mouth against my Kodashim. Verse 8, and all these servants shall come down to me and bow down to me, saying, get out. And all the people who follow you. After that I will go out. Then he went out from Pharaoh in great anger. Y'all see that Moshe, his whole, he different the way he moving with Pharaoh now, huh? Because see, now Moshe got the kavod. Now he got the favor. All the Mitzrites is on Moshe's side. They're like, man, Moshe the odd. Even some of Pharaoh's own people like, man, Pharaoh, you trying, I got, You tripping. You need to listen to this dude Moshe, man. You tripping. Like you finna get us all towed up. Moshe was coming at Pharaoh. It says that he went out from Pharaoh in great anger. That's why, when you read the King James, you're not going to be able to get the feel of how that discussion went down. But I really imagine it as Moshe coming in there like, this is what it is. Yahuwah finna come through, he finna do this, do that. And you know what? If you don't let him go, hey, it is what it is. He come visit your house and all your people's house. And he came at him hard. But Yahuwah said to Moshe, like, Yahuwah probably was laughing, like, Moshe, Pharaoh not finna listen to you. Like, yeah, he not finna heed you. This is me doing it. He like, Pharaoh will not heed you, so that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Mitzrayim. Like sometimes the Most High will harden the rebels' heart to save you. He'll harden their heart, allow them to get cut off so that you might reverence him enough so you'll be saved. Verse 10, so Moshe and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and Yahuwah hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the children of Israel go out of his land. Man, that's crazy. But that's what Abraham was telling. Abraham understood this. That's what he was telling Lazarus. Think about it, y'all. With Pharaoh, man, the Most High did the greatest wonders you can think of, and he still wasn't trying to listen to Moshe or the prophet. Go to chapter 12. All right, y'all ready? Now Yahuwah spoke to Moshe and Aharon in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, this month shall be your beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th of this month, every man shall take for himself everyone should take for himself a lamb according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons. According to each man's need, you shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish. So you couldn't just do any kind of lamb. The lamb shall be without blemish. A male of the first year. So it has to be without blemish, it has to be a male, and it has to be 1 year old. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. Oh, so you can take it from the goats. So what is this alluding? This is alluding that the Israelites had flocks. Y'all get this? That's what we've been seeing all throughout. That's why he said, not a dog will bark against or move his tongue against you or a beast. The Israelites had major flocks. And so what they had to do, what I submit is probably the way this went, is they had to go amongst their flock. Listen, y'all, I want y'all to understand this. They had to go amongst their flocks. This wasn't like they randomly went and found a sheep somewhere and then that was the Pesach lamb. No, they went amongst their flocks. They went amongst their flocks that they've been raising. And they had to get the coldest one out the flock. That's what it means. Without spot or blemish, they had to get the best one, the coldest one out the flock. And that's the Pesach lamb. Verse 6. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. The whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it at twilight. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintels of their houses where they eat. Then they shall eat flesh on that night, roasted in fire with unleavened bread, etc., etc. Do not eat it raw nor boil at all with water, but roasted in fire. Why? That's like a whole burnt offering. its head with its legs and its entrails. That's a whole burnt offering. We burn up everything with fire. You shall let none of it remain till Boker. And what remains of it till Boker you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, your sandals on your feet, your staff in your hand, so you shall eat it in haste. For it is Yahuwah's Passover. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both man and beast. And against all the Elohim of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. Now the blood shall be an oath or a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Mitzrayim. Hold that there, right? Hold that right there. All right. What verse are we on? And that's chapter 12. All right. All right, verse 14. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Okay, so that goes into the laws on the feast of unleavened bread and Pesach. But let me find a verse I'm looking for. All right, let's get to verse 21. Y'all there? Then Moshe called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, pick out and take lambs for yourselves. Pick out and take lambs for yourselves, according to your families, and kill the Pesach lamb. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop. That's interesting, ain't it? Y'all know what hyssop does? Didn't it say purge me with hyssop? That cleanses, doesn't it? And you put you take the hyssop and dip it where? This is about cleansing the bloodline, isn't it? You take the hyssop and you dip it in the blood that is in the basin. Strike the lintel and the two doorposts with the blood that is in the basin. What weren't we talking about? How the cleansing of the bloodline is what's going to get you out of here? The cleansing of the bloodline is what's going to have the destroyer to pass over you too. That's what this is showing. And none of you shall go out of the door of this house until Boker. For Yahuwah will pass through to strike the Mitzrites. And when he sees the blood, the cleansed blood, on the lintel and on the two doorposts, Yahuwah will pass over the door and not allow what? To come into your house to strike you. Somebody turn the TV on in there? Yeah, just y'all come on in here. We can. Oh, okay. Go ahead and turn it on then. Go ahead. I didn't know that was just for you. Let me just So we was thinking that this was all about Pharaoh letting something go, huh? Oh no. What happened? Pharaoh had to let something go? But then Yahuwah turned to who? Us. He turned to the Israelites. Like, okay, all right, now I need you to let something go. I need you to go and get the best out of your flock. The best sheep out of there, and you gotta kill them. Matter of fact, I want you to take them and sit with them in your house for several days too first. You have to let go of what Yahuwah told you to let go of if you want the destroyer to pass over you. Do y'all get what I'm saying here? But yeah, it's not just about Pharaoh letting go. He needed to let go. Now it's time for you to let go of something. And you know what? Even the children of Israel, if they didn't let go of what Yahuwah told them to let go, guess what? The destroyer will visit their house too. The destroyer wasn't meant to go. The destroyer was supposed to go against the other nations. But if you don't heed the instructions, he'll come against you too. That's what I'm trying to help y'all understand. Like we celebrate, oh yeah, the destroyer is here. But yeah, you got to be close. You got to be really, really slow to speak and quick to listen and heed. Because the only difference between those who got hit by the destroyer and those who didn't was the instructions that were heeded. Who was following the instructions? Who let go of the lamb? Who killed it? Who killed it? Who put the blood on the doorpost? Just think about it, y'all. The lamb trusts you now. You have it in your house. It's eating out your hand and stuff. Come in and, cuddle with you, and your children love the lamb. Your children be running and playing with it. You see them frolicking in the backyard with the lamb, laughing, prancing with them. That's not the right word. I don't see lamb as like running, so it's whatever they do. You see your children playing with them, and then the 14th that evening, you kill it. Your children crying. It's the Pesach lamb, y'all.
I'm saying something, Lord. You saying something?
It's the Pesach lamb, man. And it's done so that you might be redeemed. It's done so that you might make it. All right, we're almost done. Let's go to chapter. We'll go ahead and go to chapter 13. This chapter right here, about 50-something verses. But y'all think about it. Shemaiah said, say it again, so I'm going to say it again. You got a lamb you've been hanging out with that whole time. Your children playing with them, your children get a connection with them. And then you got to be the one to kill it. And they see that, they don't understand, they crying, they young, they too young to understand. They wonder what's going on, why. And that's what you have to do in order for the destroyer to pass over you. That's what it means by the destroyer is here. It means we need to be really close to Yahuwah, so that we can heed the instructions that we need to heed, so that the destroyer will not come inside of any of our houses. What is it? This is what y'all want to ask yourself. What is it that you can possibly be holding on to that Yahuwah told you to let go of? It could be something else. It could be just bitterness for somebody that did you wrong. Most High Ben told you to let that go. Most High could have been told you to let that go. Doubt and fear was a big one. Unbelief. Man, some of y'all, it could be a spouse. Man. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But while the destroyer is here, and you know your spouse is an enemy to the Most High, He not keeping no commandments, so what does that mean? He's serving another allure? Psh. That's why he's coming for marriages now, to destroy us here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you Kodesh, you one of his daughters, but you join yourself with someone who's worshiping another allure, he don't want to see you get caught up out of the street. The Most High will visit that house, man. He'll visit that house because he's the head. The Most High might not want to see that because you're one of his daughters, so he's coming for that. He's telling you what to do. But I love him. But this, but that. But insert whatever excuse you have. Man, don't play around with that. Y'all know the Most High hates divorce, so if he's telling you to do something like that, you know it's serious. Y'all know Yahuwah hates divorce. It's in the scriptures. So if he's telling you to do something like that, it must be pretty serious. But I submit to you, that's why this is happening. Because the destroyer is here. That's why he's telling you that. What are you holding on to that the Most High told you to let go of? Ask yourself that. What are you holding on to the Most High told you to let go of? Let's go to chapter 13. Y'all there? All right. Then Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, consecrate to me all the firstborn. Whatever opens the womb among the children of Israel, both man and beast, it is mine. And Moshe said to the people, remember this day in which you went out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand, Yahuwah brought you out of this place. No leavened bread shall be eaten. On this day you are going out in the month of Abib. And it shall be, when Yahuwah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, that you shall keep this service in this month. Let's skip to verse 11. And it shall be when Yahuwah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore to you and your fathers and gives it to you, that you shall set apart to Yahuwah all that opens the womb, that is every firstborn that comes from an animal which you have. The males shall be Yahuwah's. You know, the flocks and herds symbolize his people as well. That's why, man, the Most High, he would kill all the cattle and stuff of the Mitzrites, and then he would save all, he would leave out, would nothing touch the cattle of the Israelites. Verse 13, but every firstborn of a donkey you shall redeem with the, because it's the blood of the lamb that saves, isn't it? You're redeemed by the blood of the lamb. Y'all see that? A donkey is stiff-necked, ain't it? Y'all ever heard stubborn as a mule? Stubborn as a donkey? What the scripture say? I bet Elder know that, huh? Stubborn as a mule. I'm telling you. Yeah. So why do you think the scriptures say that? They had all kind of cattle. They had all kind of flocks. They had camels probably. They had probably like oxen. They had bulls. We know that because when they get in the wilderness, they're offering up those things. Why do they specifically talk about a donkey? Yeah, that represents the stiff neck. That represents the rebellious. But every firstborn of a donkey you shall redeem with the lamb. We a stiff-necked people, man. And if you will not redeem it, then you shall do what? Because they stiff-necked. Why do you think the Torah says this? So you got to break his neck. And then just say kill it though. You got, when the Torah is very, you got to really look at every detail. It says specifically break his neck. Because they usually, when they kill, they're usually going to, bleed him out to eat him, but they can't eat, you can't eat donkey. So you literally just gotta just kill it. In other words, you gotta get rid of it. If it's not redeemed by the blood of the lamb, it gotta go. So if their blood is not redeemed, if their blood is not cleansed, They gotta go. That's what it's showing. That's why the chief's been saying that man, you gotta have your blood cleansed. You gotta, man, in order to make it, you're gonna have to go through a ruka, in other words. What's the process of getting your blood cleansed? Think about it. Think about it. What's the process of getting your blood cleansed? Come on, somebody tell me. Y'all know?
In real life? Like in real life?
Yeah, in real life. Detox. Somebody else tell me now. I'm talking about Ruaka. Come on. Huh? Okay, that's a deliverance. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. We've been talking about this forever, but the covenant to redeem, cleanse, and redeem our bloodline. And how do you cleanse and redeem your bloodline? Yahuwah has cleansed and redeemed our bloodline through a ruka, through deliverance.
It's not just talking about like a transfusion.
Deliverance, a ruka. What else? Restoring houses. Confession. Repentance, obedience. Through his ruach, ultimately, is really what all. I mean, the best way to summarize all of that is through his ruach. You're not going. What this is showing is that you are not going to make it if your bloodline is not cleansed and redeemed. That's why that's part of the covenant. I submit that's why that's part of the covenant with rebirth. Because in order to make it in rebirth, you have to have your bloodline cleansed and redeemed. And how are you redeemed? You are redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. If there's one of your flocks of the donkeys, that's one of the rebellious, that were not redeemed, then you gotta cut them off. In other words, you gotta break its neck. You gotta kill that. The only way you can keep a donkey in the assembly if he's redeemed by a lamb. That's the only way. Go to Galatians chapter 4. Now let's do Ephesians chapter 1. This will give y'all a lot more understanding of what Paul was talking about in some of these passages. He talks about this several times, but we'll just look at one. Yeah, let's go to verse 7. In him we have redemption. Who's him? In him we've been redeemed, in other words, through his blood. Cause y'all hear people who just don't know a lot of try to come at you, man. How does blood do anything? What does that mean, being redeemed by the blood? All this type of stuff, you know. This is what it means. This is the order the Most High set up. We're the stiff-necked people, man. We the Israelites. We come from a stiff-necked people. We come from a people who went against the commandments, broke the covenants of Yahuwah, went against his servants, went against his prophets, and ultimately went against him head on. We went against Yahusha. Especially us. We the children of David, the Yahudim. We the people that went against Yahusha. But you have redemption through the blood of the Lamb. If you're not redeemed through the blood, then you get cut off. So, I just want y'all to take that stuff really, really seriously. I want y'all to make sure that y'all hold close to the covenant. Hold close to Yahuwah and Yahusha. And ask yourself, what is it that you might be holding on that the Most High told you to let go of? See, right now we got to move in haste to be obedient. We got to move in haste to be obedient. So if you, Most High told you to let go of something, but you kind of like being passive about it, kind of like, because you really don't want to do it, you know. So you kind of putting it off, and man, don't play around with that. Move in haste, right? This is the time where you got to move. We've been talking about, remember we talked about this about what, about a month ago? What was that, 2 months ago? When Yahuwah gave me the word to give to y'all that we have to, this is the time where we got to move in haste to be obedient. Do y'all remember that? And now to destroy yourself. So now that was a while ago. We had time to try to get better with that. Now it's just game time now. It's game time. You either move in haste to be obedient, or you can get visited. You can get visited solely because you're holding on to stuff the Most High been told you to get rid of, to let go. All right, I'm gonna read this last one, last dream, and then I will close. I want to jog y'all memory on another dream that I had, y'all, that I shared with y'all. This was on I think it's in December. Alright, almost there, y'all. Bear with me. I gotta scroll through a few things here. Alright, this was on October. Oh snap. So this was before before Sukkot. Right before Sukkot. Was this during Sukkot? October 15th? Maybe that was during Sukkot.
No.
October 15th?
That was before Sukkot.
So maybe that was around the time of
About the week before.
Yom Teruah or something. That was Day of Atonement around that time. Okay, anyway. So I'm gonna read this. It's short, so y'all just bear with me. But I want to jog y'all memory because I read this to y'all. This was way back in October. This was a warning that I gave y'all. I was up high on these things, maybe walls on top, trying to find something important. Y'all remember this one? I remember seeing my children up there as well, but I lost them as I was focused on wherever I was going. I remember there being obstacles up on these high stones, or really brick-like things. I remember cracks that you could fall in. Some parts of the structures weren't sturdy. You had to be careful and watch where you were going, or else you could fall. I remember getting to one part, I had to go between these cracks and climb up, grabbing the crevices of a brick to push myself back up to the top. I remember worrying about my children regarding whether or not they would be able to make it through without falling, as I knew there were many obstacles. I remember what the Most High gave me to understand, and what was the warning I gave y'all. Don't anybody remember? This was in October.
I remember you bringing out about a journey. Was that the one with the journey?
So the children were y'all. The children was the assembly, and basically, go ahead. You remember?
I think so.
Go ahead.
I think you said something about if you fall and get too far to get back up to where you were.
I believe so. That's not what I'm looking for. But what I was saying was that y'all have to be careful about. There you go. Go ahead, Black. Go ahead.
I just said decisions. You just have to be careful about the decisions that you make.
Y'all hear that? Now do y'all remember that? Every decision, you got to be careful. Pray about every decision that you make. You got to be careful. All it takes is one decision, and now you fell off. I warned y'all. I told y'all this was gonna happen. I was worried because I knew it was gonna be. It's so. I mean, because every crevice, everything. It wasn't hard, you know. But you gotta be careful. Though is what I'm saying. Like it wasn't hard. It was like little cracks you just gotta step over. Like, you know, you just gotta. Maybe it was something that if you're not paying attention, you'll fall in. But it was not hard if you was paying attention. It's nothing more than just doing like that or something. And I remember there was even one part I had to climb back on because I had slipped. But I was able to catch myself, and then I was able to grab and climb back up. Every decision, pray about it. Be careful. Be watchful. Because it can take one bad decision, and it'll have you way over there. It'll have you outside the camp. All right, that's all I got, y'all. Hallelujah.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.